Arsenal Fan Reviews channel, and welcome to my matchday vlog for Arsenal versus Olympiacos, kicking off in just under an hour now at the Emirates Stadium. Of course, this game is make or break for our season, with Arsenal currently sat 10th in the Premier League and with us out of all other competitions, except of course this one. So it's all or nothing, it's make or break. We gotta put all our eggs into one basket and just focus on this. It's our dream to go on and win the whole competition, but we gotta focus first on our Greek opponents tonight, Olympiacos, as I said, coming to the Emirates Stadium. We played them in the first leg exactly 7 days ago, and it was a comfortable 3-1 victory with 3 away goals, and those 3 goals being absolutely fantastic. 2 long-range efforts from Elneny and Ødegaard, and 1 fabulous header inside of the box from Gabriel Magalhães. So we should be winning this game. We should be comfortably getting through, whether we are going to go out all attack or we're just going to play Tottenham style football at the moment and sit back and defend after scoring 1 goal. It doesn't really matter. We should be able to safely get through to the quarterfinals. But again, just like we saw last year against Olympiacos, they can come over to England and absolutely destroy us. But I'm not going to say that anymore. I'm going to try and stay positive. But let's get into some team news. So starting for Arsenal today, Leno in goal. Of course, fine with that. No one else really was going to start this game, were they? Right back, Hector Bellerin. I'm not too bothered about this one, to be honest. I mean, yes, it would have been nice to see Cedric Soares get another start, get another game. But Bellerin was decent against the Greeks, just, of course, as I said, 7 days ago. So, not really bothered about this. Out on the left, though, is Kieran Tierney. Absolutely brilliant to see him once again start another game. And the centre-back partnership for today is Gabriel and Luiz. At the moment, I think is probably our best centre-back partnership. Yes, maybe 1 or 2 mistakes in there, but we've got a touch of the old game, a touch of the modern game. We've got youth, we've got experience, pace. It's brilliant, to be honest, and I think if Cedric was starting, this would be our best back four we've got at the club at the moment. But moving up the pitch, we're going with Ceballos, and it looks like he will be playing as a number 10 today. Then Elneny and Xhaka. Then out on the wings, Pepe, great to see him get a game, and Smith Rowe, great to see him get another game, and Aubameyang as our striker. So out of 10, I'd give that lineup of 7. I think Bellerin definitely makes it drop points, and also the fact that Martinelli still can't get a game. Oh my goodness, it's making me so annoyed. Please, Arteta, just at least put him in once. But yeah, that's probably the 2 reasons why it is getting marked down. But yeah, the main thing I'm angry about, honestly, is Gabriel Martinelli. What's going to happen with him? I mean, he's just signed a new long-term deal, but it does not look like, unfortunately, that Arteta likes him at all. But taking a look at the bench, although this doesn't really matter because it's pretty much everyone else in the squad, because the Europa League allows 5 subs, remember. We've gone with Ryan Okonkwo getting a call up from the under-23 squad. Cool. Cedric, Chambers, Holding, Marie, Partey, Ødegaard, Nelson, Martinelli, Nketiah and Lacazette, with Saka not involved in the squad at all tonight because of that hamstring injury, but fingers crossed, and it looks like he will be back in time for Sunday's game against West Ham, so totally fine with that. And of course, taking a look at Olympiacos' starting 11, they are going with Sarr, Bar, Holebas, Socrates, Kamara and Villa, El Arabi, the main danger man for them, Reabkuk, Andrutus, Masouras, Fortunas, and yeah, that is their 11 men on the field. So they're going with a pretty strong lineup as well, as I said, El Arabi starting. So will be interesting to see if he can come back to the Emirates and haunt us again. And finally, touching on their lineup, of course, Socrates. Really nice to be able to play against him again, and of course I wish him the best of luck. Fingers crossed though his team does lose. But there we go, that is the team news. That is my pre-match thoughts. Let's get into kickoff. Here we go, the game's about to start. Come on, Arsenal. Well, there we go, half-time 0-0. No videos had to be recorded in the first half because honestly not much happened. There were a few mistakes from Arsenal, I'd say. One of them was very costly, where for the only chance Olympiacos really got in that game, El Arabi managed to go through on goal, but Leno, my keeper, absolutely brilliant save from him, managed to keep the game level. And Aubameyang had a chance where he was also through on goal, but absolutely scuffed it over the keeper, over the bar. And into the Rosette. So yeah, not much happening. We're looking okayish, I'd say, but I mean the lineup is not really working. Ceballos not looking good, Bellerin not looking good, Aubameyang not looking that good. We've only had a few chances, so some subs do need to be made. But hopefully in the second 45 we can see those subs come onto the pitch and try and win the game. And of course, even if it does stay like this 0-0, we still will be going through on aggregate. So let's see what happens. Well, Olympiacos have actually managed to pull one back. It's now 1-0 to them at the Emirates, 3-2 on aggregate. And of course it's Mr. El Arabi, who just loves to score against Arsenal. Looked like Leno was going to be saving it, but unfortunately it did take a deflection off of Gabriel's leg, which made it go into the back of the net. But honestly, it's not really his fault. It's just the whole team, we've looked flat throughout the whole of this second half and the whole of the first half. But, you know, we're making some changes now. Hopefully they can start to make some differences. But yeah, this whole game has been flat, but 1-0 to them. Well, Barr has just been sent off in the 80th minute. He fouled Martinelli, which got him the original yellow card, and then kicked the ball away, or threw the ball away at the referee, and that got him another yellow, and now he is sent off. So 5 minutes left. We just need to stay 1-0 down or get a goal or two for ourselves, and then hopefully we will manage to get through to the next round. Well, there we go, full time. Olympiacos 1, Arsenal 0. We did lose today at the Emirates Stadium, but that does not matter because on aggregate we still won 3-2. And we are going into the hat tomorrow for the quarter-finals draws. You don't know how happy this has made me feel, honestly, because it was not a nice watch tonight at all. It was exactly the same against Benfica. You know, in the first leg we played okay, second leg terrible, we still got the job done. Exactly the same as tonight. Last week we played brilliantly, scored 3 away goals, and thank God for them, because otherwise we would have been ruined if it was just for tonight's game. But tonight we did actually play terribly. I guess you could say it was sort of a weakened squad. Yes, we still had the main players in there, those Gabriels, Tierneys, Aubameyangs, but then also we had those Elnenis, Bellerins, and Ceballos is thrown in. So, you know, it was a mixed squad, but again, we got the job done. I'm very happy. And now we're just going to have to wait and see whoever else is, you know, drawn into the hat tomorrow, see who we'll be having in the next round, probably in a couple of weeks or so. But let's get into some player ratings. So, Leno in goal, I think 100% he saved us once or twice tonight. I mean, there was a huge save when El Arabi was through on goal earlier on in the first half, and if this did go in, if that shot did go in, that could have made all the difference. Olympiacos could be the one celebrating right now, but a brilliant stop by Leno, and today I think he was just amazing, like usual. So I'm going to have to give him an 8. We're moving into the back four. Bellerin, Luis Gabriel Tierney. Luis Gabriel Tierney, as always, excellent. I think Tierney got a bit tired to the end, but I think Bellerin does sort of ruin it for them four, because as always, he's just not very good. Please, Arsenal, try and get rid of him in the summer. Honestly, I've got nothing against the guy. He's Arsenal's longest servant at the club at the moment now, isn't he? But just isn't a good enough footballer, really, in plain, simple words. And he just needs to go however much, 15, 20, 25 million. I don't really mind. Just get him out the door in the summer. And yeah, it wasn't a brilliant performance from him tonight. But overall, for grouping them together, out of 10, I'm going to have to give a 7. Moving up the pitch, Xhaka and Elneny played together. I think this didn't really work well, of course. Xhaka does so well against Thomas Partey, but without him, he has to go in defensive mode and make so many mistakes. And that was once again proved tonight when he played alongside Elneny. So I'm going to have to give them both 6. I really didn't hear their name much from the commentary, which I guess is sort of a good thing as well, because we didn't want any of those yellow cards and fights to break out. But yeah, not much. A quiet night for both of them. But moving up the pitch, Pepe, Smith Rowe and Ceballos. I thought this kind of worked. I mean, Ceballos was the number 10, Smith Rowe out on the right tonight, I believe, and Pepe on the left, or it could have been the other way around, but Ceballos was a number 10, and that really didn't work. I mean, can't wait to have Ødegaard back in the squad, because when he came on, that made all the difference, in my opinion. I mean, that was what won us the game pretty much, Ødegaard and Partey coming on. So once again, round of applause to Arteta's substitutes. He is learning with them, but we'll get into that bit in a second. Focusing on these guys, I think they've done okay tonight. Smith Rowe smacked in the face a couple times. Pepe had a shot blocked by Emil Smith Rowe when the ball hit him in the face once again. But out of 10, I'm going to go with a 7. Nothing too special, but again, done all right. And Aubameyang, oh man, we could have easily won this game with him. I mean, no stress at all if he was on form. He could have had a hat-trick, 4, maybe even 5 goals with the amount of chances he had. 4, 3 out of 10. I don't want to be too harsh considering the ratings are given everyone else, but not brilliant from him tonight. So let's go with a 4. Why not? But taking a look at the bench, of course, we brought on Martinelli. So nice to see him. So nice to have a breath of fresh air. And after that Aubameyang performance, we got to include him as a striker on Sunday. Got to. Or at least Lacazette. We can't be seeing Aubameyang again after this disaster class. But great to see Martinelli. Partey, one of those who made the difference. Like I said, Odegaard, another one who made the difference. And Callum Chambers didn't really have too much time to prove himself. Came on in the final 5-10 minutes to replace Hector Bellerin. But out of 10 for all of them, I'm going to have to go ahead and give an 8. I think they all done quite well coming on. But there we go. Arsenal through to the quarterfinals. I'm so happy with that. Dynamo Zagreb now are level with Tottenham Hotspurs, even though their manager is currently sat in jail. They're still managing to outclass Spurs. So I'll probably go and watch this game now I've done this video. And fingers crossed, Dynamo can somehow pull off the comeback of the century and beat Tottenham to knock them out. But let's see what happens. Focusing on Arsenal though. Great win. Not a good performance, but still happy we're through. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.